Hi, we're going to start out standing today. Let's begin with your feet parallel, hip width apart. Hands behind your head, elbows a little bit forward. Let's begin just with a simple side bend. Bend on your inhale and take your top arm overhead. And then exhale, come back to the center. And alternate sides every time. Linger in the stretch just a little bit, reaching with those fingers and up. Now you're going to keep alternating. I want you to add a small knee bend, and that'll let you increase the amount of side bend you can get into. And then over. Try to keep your weight on your heels as you come into that little bit of flexion. Allow your hip to shift just a little bit. Do one more to each side like that. All right, now leave both hands behind your head. Do that same small knee bend and give me a side bend. Stay there. Now you're going to round forward, come through flexion, over to the other side, and then rise back up. Now go the way you just came from. So we're going to side bend, go into that knee bend, flex through the front, over, and up. Inhale, exhale around the front, inhale, and then exhale, lift. Inhale, side bend, exhale, curl forward. Inhale to side bend and exhale up. Let's do two more. Side bend over. Scoop the abs and round forward. Open into your side bend and lift. Last time. Over, round through the middle. Other side, and then back up. All right, arms hanging loose. I want you to make a big circle with one arm and rotate to follow it, and we'll just alternate arms to go back and forth. If you feel like your knees lock when you do this, you could put another bend in your knees, just a tiny bit. Let's do 4 and 3, 2 and 1, reverse direction, and just let your head follow the twist again. Make sure you're opening up as you're curling that arm around. Let's do 4 and 3, 2 and 1. All right, down onto the floor. Start with your feet open a little bit wider than your shoulders. We're going to go into a set of hip rolls and hip rotation of your leg within your hip. You'll begin with your knees slightly turned out. Make sure the feet are still flat to the mat though. As you exhale, you're going to curl your pelvis off the mat, and as you roll up one bone at a time to bridge, you're going to let your knees fall together at the midline. Then as you roll back down, turn your knees back out. Exhale, curl up and drop your knees into the center, and then roll down and turn your knees out. Exhale, twist. Compress your abs as you lift. Inhale, roll back down. Now let's reverse the pattern. Drop your knees together, and then as you roll up, you'll turn your knees out this time, and then as you roll down, turn your knees back in. Curl up, rotate out, roll down, drop in. One more time. Curl up and open, roll back down, and drop in. Leave that space between your legs. Let's take your hands behind your head, and I'm going to have you start out with a set of ab prep. Now, before you get going with the upper body flexing, just rock your pelvis back and forth a few times from neutral to imprint. So you're feeling the pelvis rock to flatten your low back towards the mat, and then when you go to neutral, you're letting the arch come into your low back again, the natural amount of arch. Do that one more time. Come to neutral and stay there, trying to keep your pubic bone about level with your hips. And now let's isolate your upper body moving while you hold your pelvis in neutral. Nod your chin down slightly, curl up your head and shoulders as you exhale and look at your legs, and then inhale to come back down. And again, exhale, tip your chin down, curl forward towards your knees, and inhale as you return. Exhale, flex up. Inhale, lower. We're going to do 2 more like that. Exhale, curl forward. And inhale, back down. Exhale to flex. And inhale to lower. Let's do a set of 6 pulses now. Curl up again. Keep that pubic bone heavy. Now just a small rock. Inhale, come back an inch. Exhale, lift. 2 and lift. 3 and 4, 5, 6. Now come all the way back down. Let's do it again. Nod your chin, flex forward, look towards your legs. Now rock back for 6, lift, 5, lift, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way back down. One more time. Nod your chin, flex forward. Now rock back for 6, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way back down. All right, let's go back into just flexing and lowering back down, add a rotation. So as you lift up, take your opposite arm. We're going to reach across and do a chop to the outside of your knee. Lay your head all the way back down. Let's switch sides. Exhale on the lift. Inhale to lower. Make sure you're looking where your hand is chopping so that your neck and your head follow the movement of the thoracic spine. Let's do 4 more like that. And 3, 2, and 1. All right, head down, both arms together like a little fin. You can take your arms overhead just so we get a little stretch in between reps. This time, we're going to come up into your ab prep and rotate side to side several times. All right, curl forward, chop your arms down, just posing them right in between your knees. Now we're going to go up over one knee and chop down to the side. Come through center and chop. Inhale as you go over the center, exhale as you rotate. Let's do 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Lower your head. Reach your arms overhead. Let's do it again. Switch which side you lead to if you remember how you did it. Curl forward on your exhale. Gaze toward your legs. Stay there to breathe in. Now you're going to rotate and chop down. Come over the center and chop. Every time you twist, try to increase your flexion a little more. See if you can do it just from your upper body without shifting the pelvis. Let's take 1 more to each side. Up and over. Up and over. Let's go back to the center. Lower back down. All right, so we're going to use that same rotation for a different purpose now. Crunch up again and start the side to side and just get that rock going. So go one side to the other, one to the other. Now, next time we go, you're going to fall onto your side and just rotate and let your head rest between your arms and just take that top knee and you're just going to wiggle it a little bit. We just want to create a little impulse just to release out through the side of the hip. All right, now swinging those arms around, let's come back to center and lower back down. All right, other side now. We're going to crunch up and then we're going to rotate. So not to be confusing, I know I did 8 before. I reduced it to 6 because we had other stuff to do. And over. 1 more to each side. All right, here I go. I'm turning onto the side, arms overhead, and then I'm just hanging out here. Okay, leaving the hips stacked, just letting that rotation in, kind of bounce, get that impulse going and let it take care of itself. Come on up through the center and then back down. We're going to do 2 more sets. 1 more to each side, just in case you don't really let go into it. This is, of course, work, but you got to play around with letting that hip actually release and have a little spring to it. Onto your side. Here you go. And then just driving that knee down. Smiling, being silly. All right, through the middle and then back down. You got 1 more. Crunch up. And then we go from one side to the other. I think I messed that up. Oh, man, I messed that up, man. All right, you're going to turn on to the other side. Oh, hopefully you were just doing your thing and not looking at me at all because I botched it. And I don't have enough time to start this whole video over, so it must end. And my knee is not even wiggling right. Okay, back into the middle, lower back down. Flip over onto your stomach. A little breaststroke prep. Let's get your arms in your W position. We're going to start right now with your legs parallel. You can put them together or slightly separated. When we do this, ideally, you are tension-free in your low back and you're working on building the strength and endurance of your upper back muscles. So when your legs are together, if that's what creates tension in your low back, splitting them open might release those muscles. All right, let's take a breath in before you start. While you're holding here at the bottom, slide your shoulder blades down just a little bit and give a tiny bit of pressure into your forearms. Now, lift your head and your chest away from the floor. I want you to gaze off the end of your mat. Pull your shoulder blades back and down and reach your chest forward. Stop when you have 1 or 2 ribs still left on the mat and your forearms still flat. Now when you come back down, let's go in sequence. Try to drop 1 rib at a time, then lower your collarbones, your neck, and your head. So you're going to do an inhale breath. Get long through the spine, heavy through the shoulders. Then as you exhale, start to lift up and open your collarbones wider, pulling your shoulder blades back and down into a V as you lift. Stay lifted for an inhale. Let the breath expand your chest. Exhale, compress your abs, hug your ribs together, and lower back down. Breathe in at the bottom, and then exhale as you lift up. If you use that pressing down into your forearms, it'll help you move those shoulder blades more. Hold to breathe in, and then exhale down. All right, let's use that as our new start position so we could do our superhero. Go ahead and lift your head and chest, gazing off the end of your mat. On your next exhale breath, we're going to go into a low hover. Lift your arms off the mat and reach them overhead. Connect with your abs here. Inhale, use your upper back, lift back up, catch on the forearms. Exhale, slide your ribs down, pull your abs away from the mat, hit that hover. Inhale to lift back up. Exhale as you lower into the long line energy out through your toes. Inhale to lift. Let's do 2 more. Exhale down. And inhale back up. One more time. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And then come all the way back down. All right, I'm going to have you open your legs just a little bit wider and turn your toes out. We're going to go into a rotation next, so I'm going to have you take your right knee, press away from the floor a little bit. You don't have to be in the peak of your breaststroke prep 1. Just get your face out of the mat. I want you to bend one knee up at your side. Now you're going to take your opposite arm, you're going to thread it underneath, and you're going to rotate your upper body, opening your chest up to the ceiling. Stay there and take a nice big breath in. And then we're going to come back through. Reach over, grab your arm back out, and then slide your leg back to your starting position. Let's go to the other side. So you're going to bend your knee. Okay, so we have that nice rotation out at the hip. You're going to thread your arm through and then rotate away from the bent knee. Linger here. Take a breath in, maybe more. I'm talking slow. You got time to play around. Let's rotate back. Get onto your forearms and slide that leg. All right, knee up, twist, reach under, rotate and open. Let the shoulder blade glide back. Just hang out there, take your breath in, and then rotate back. And other side. Reach through and twist. And nice big breath in and out. And then come through. Let's do one more to each side. This is taking the place of your spinal rotation, so I want to make sure you're getting enough expansion through your chest. Put the breath there. Breathe in right into your pec muscles. Let it make your arms longer. Just big, big, big stretch. And then rotate back around and slide your leg down last time. Knee up. Twist. Open. Breathe. And then back over again. All right, sit back into the shell stretch, hips onto your heels. Let's just hold your shell for a second. Take a nice big breath into your back. Stay here for an exhale. Compress your abs a little bit deeper. I'm going to take you into a waving cat, but I'm going to scoot myself onto my mat a little bit more. All right, so let's go hips up, chest dropped. And now let's start to roll the movement. You're going to tuck your tail under, come through your cat, shift your weight forward, push your hips down, lift your chest and chin and come into extension. Now you're going to drop your head, round your spine, roll backwards, stick your tailbone out and drop your chest. And then again, exhale, tuck your tail, push forward, push into the heels of your hands so that as you drop your hips, you can lift your upper body away from the floor to make your extension. Go chin to chest, round your spine, then stick out your tail, drop your chest, lift your chin. 2 more times. Exhale, tuck your tail, round through flexion. Use your glutes to push your hips down, pull your shoulder blades back, lift your heart, lift your chin, push your whole body away from the floor. Now drop your chin, round your spine. And then lift your tailbone, drop your chest, lift your chin. 1 more time. Exhale, flex. Shift forward, drop your hips. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, drop your chin, roll backwards. Stick out your tail, drop your chest. Ugh, it was impossible with these clothings. I'm just going to take my sweatshirt off and I'll be right with you. We're going to go into the half roll back next. So stay seated, please. Hang on one sec. All right. Knees bent, little space between your feet. Your feet can be flat, or you can go a little more shallow if you need to and take your toes off the mat. Let's reach your arms forward at chest height. Sit up nice and tall over your sit bones. And now take an exhale breath and flex forward, curling over your knees. Okay, hold your flexion. Take a breath in here. When you exhale, roll your hips back, round your lower spine down towards the mat, and tuck your pubic bone up as you curl back. Inhale, dive forward over your legs. Exhale, roll back, sliding your shoulders out of your ears. And then inhale, curl forward. As you roll back, compress those deep abs, keep squeezing your glutes. Inhale, curl forward over the legs, and exhale, roll it down. And then inhale, dive forward. Now roll back and stay back. We're going to lift your arms up one time as you breathe in. Exhale, lower your arms back down, and then inhale, dive forward over your legs. Exhale, roll back your hips. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, arms lower. Inhale, dive forward. 2 more times. Roll back. When you're lifting your arms, if you're losing your flexion, exaggerate tucking up your pubic bone. Exhale, reconnect with your abs. Dive forward 1 more time like this. Roll it back. Arms up, arms down, and then over your legs. Come back up to vertical. All right, let's take that into rolling like a ball. Make sure you leave enough room on your mat to roll backwards. You're going to put your hands either behind your thighs or on your shins for this one. Roll your weight back from your sit bones again so we get the flexion in your spine, and then lift your legs up one at a time to tabletop. You're going to curl into a deeper flex position, elbows out wide. When you breathe in, you're going to roll back to your shoulder blades, and when you exhale, you're going to curl forward and balance, staying off your sit bones. Rock back as you breathe in, and then exhale, curl forward. So we're going to continue the rocking action the same. I want you to feel your way through the flexion. Try to sense each vertebra hitting the mat in order. Try to keep your chin tucked, not just to protect your head, but to help you maintain the flexion through your thoracic and lower spine. Now, when you get to the top, I'm going to have you pause, and we're going to try to release the tone that's holding you together and just open it up, recreate it, get the pressure between your arms and legs, roll back, rock back up, and then try to keep your flexion while you open up the limbs a little. Connect, squeeze everything nice and tight, feel those biceps. Roll back, curl up, keep your gaze at your thighs, linger, reach, and go a bit bigger, a bit wider, whatever you want. Back in, let's do it 2 more times, roll back. But remember, you're trying to keep your flexion, so scoop those abs in, then reach out through the limbs. 1 more time, roll down, curl back up, balance, and open, and then bring it back in. All right, let's roll you down onto your back, tuck your knees in your chest. We're just going to go into a just quick couple ab exercises from the ab series. So we're going to start out with single leg stretch. You want both of your legs in tabletop. You want to be at an imprint with your lower spine. Curl up your head and shoulders, and we're going to alternate reaching out 1 leg at a time. Exhale as you extend it. Do a quick switch and reach. And exhale and press. Go 1 to the other. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Now you're going to tuck both knees in, leave your head lifted, and we'll go right into double leg stretch. When you exhale, extend both legs out straight. At the same time, arms back by your ears. Inhale, circle your arms, tuck your knees back in. Exhale, arms and legs reach out. Inhale, circle and catch. Try to deepen imprint with your breath. And you want to keep your focus on your center because we have to resist the weight of the limbs getting heavier, reaching away from the middle of your body. 3 more times. Keep gazing right at your legs, which just makes me feel like I'm hypnotizing myself. It's kind of weird staring really close at striped pants. 1 more, and then back in. I'm going to take you right into scissors. If you need to put your head down, do it. Get back up. We're going to extend both legs up to the ceiling. Now you're going to do 2 pulses to drop the leg. Further, further. Inhale as they switch. Reach for 2. Inhale, exhale, and reach, reach. Inhale, exhale, and press, press. You're going to do 6. Keep using your breath to lift from the upper body. Last 4. Gentle stretch of that hamstring. 1 more on each side. And reach, reach. Both legs up. Drop your head. Tuck your knees into your chest. And release your feet back down. Okay, let's get off your back. We're going to come up into a kneeling position. 1 leg forward, 1 knee staying down. And we're going to go into a spine twist. Alternating sides, and I want you to go towards your front leg first. When you exhale, you're going to rotate and bend your back elbow as you twist to the side. Inhale, come back to the center. Take it to the other side. Exhale, rotate. And inhale, return. Exhale, twist. Try to look back at the elbow. Inhale. And hopefully you're noticing, obviously the twist itself is different on each side, but the balance challenge is subtly different for each knee and outer hip, depending on which way you're going. Last one to each side. Rotate and center and twist and return. Now you're going to side bend towards the front knee, and we're just going to go to that side over and over again. So exhale, side bend over, and then reach back out. I know you can't see my other arm, but I'm reaching it low, like almost like, hey, down here, like I'm tucking it under that front thigh. 2 more times. Side bend over and lift and over and then back up. All right, let's switch legs. All right, back into your rotation. Twist towards the front knee side first. You're going to exhale, bend that back elbow, look over your shoulder. Inhale to the middle. And exhale to twist. Inhale, center. So towards that front knee, my pelvis is pretty bound. It stays still, and I just get a spinal rotation. When I go to the back leg, you see my hips twist a little bit with the move. And exhale, rotate. So you don't have to fight that. Just do what feels natural so there's no weird torque in your lower body. 1 more to each side. And middle. Last time to twist and center. All right, to that side bend, I'm going to exhale, take the arm up. 1 arm goes overhead, 1 goes under the other leg, and then we come back up and out. And again, exhale over and inhale, lift. 2 more times. Exhale, side bend and up. Last time to reach and to lift. All right, let's sit again. Hands. Fingertips can go straight forward. That might be a lot on your wrists. You could angle it about at 45 degrees or a little more if you need to. We're going to do a couple hip rolls into this version, like a table bridge table. Okay, first push into your hands. Let's try to get the pressure in the heels of your hands. You're going to curl the pelvis off the mat, and you're going to roll up till you're about at the height of your knees, and you should be looking forward at the wall, so higher than your knees. You'll feel a stretch through the front of your arms, and then you're going to roll back down, a bone at a time. Let your pelvis hang to the mat. Let's do that again. Exhale, roll up. So this is nice. It should open the front of your hips a bit. Inhale at the top, and you get that bicep stretch I had just mentioned, and roll back down. 1 more time like that. Curl up. So we're going to play after this with a little tendon stretch and a tendon stretch variation on top of a tendon stretch. So we're going to start from that same bridge. We're going to do a little rocking. You are going to have to pick your toes up, just to warn you. All right, first roll up into that same table bridge we started from. This time, you're going to straighten your knees as you push your hips back. I want you to fully flex your spine so that you can swing your hips between your arms, and then you're going to curl your hips back up to bridge. All right, let's do that a few times. Round the spine. Keep the tailbone tucked under as you push back, and then curl up, lifting from the glutes and the hamstrings to get to that table. Roll back and lift back up. We're going to do 1 more like this, and then we're going to add the last piece. And then back up. All right, rock yourself through, and now we're going to add a rotation. So I'm going to go through the tendon stretch. As I come forward, I'm going to twist to the left. I'm going to swing my left leg back, pivot, and put my right arm down. So now I'm in a crouch in a knee hover. I'm going to rotate back to that table bridge, and then I'm going to swing through and do 1 tendon stretch. So when I twist to the right, right foot goes back, left arm comes over. I feel like I'm playing a game of Twister. And then I'm going to step through again, pose my table. Your table doesn't have to be perfect. I hope you see mine is not. Twist to the left. Left foot, right hand twist. Get to your crouch. Rotate back. Stick it. Swing through. Come back up. We're going to pivot, turn to the right. Right foot back. Left arm goes up and over. Now swing that right leg through. Turn around. Let's do 1 more to each side. Tendon stretch. Push back up. Left side. Left leg through. Right arm. Hang in your crouch. Come back over to the table. Swing back and forward. Last time, turn to the right. Right leg, left arm to twist. Bring it back through and swing it back and swing it up. And let's roll back down. All right, just do a little shaky, shaky. Get out of your wristies. Onto your tummies. Oh, what to do, Sorry about that. All right, we're going to do a little swan dive. Legs are about as wide as the mat with your toes turned out. Create the W shape with your arms you used earlier. All right, when we're going to your swan dive, which is a full extension of your spine, try to go through the steps and get the mechanics right for what you did with your upper body earlier today. Okay, when you breathe in, you're going to press into your forearms as you lift your head and chest and pull your shoulder blades back. Now you're going to lift your elbows, but keep pressing your chest forward. Push your pubic bone down, and that'll get you to activate your glutes as you get here to the top. Stay here for a breath in. When you exhale, you're going to lower back down. If you were listening to my breath cues, I just did breathing that made no sense. Let me try it again. You're going to inhale, head and chest lift up, shoulder blades come back. You're going to rise all the way up to the top. We are not going to hold here at all. You're just going to exhale to come back down. That would make more sense. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, elongate the neck. Look off the end of the mat. Pull your shoulder blades back. Press your chest forward. Lift your nose. Pull your nose away from your pubic bone. And now when you come back down, compress your abs. Get onto your forearms as soon as you can so you have more support. And then lower back down. Okay, now we're going to try to create a slow rock. First, we'll do a set with one leg at a time, and then we'll try both legs. Take your head and chest up again. Let's create the same extension. Get your glutes activated. This is your new starting position. When you exhale, you're going to lift one leg and you're going to rock forward just to the forearm moment. Inhale, you're going to lift back up. Now the other leg, rock forward, keep your chest and chin off the mat and lift back up. So you're trying to build up endurance in your extended shape, which is extension of the spine and extension of one hip at a time. One more on each side. Rock forward and lift. Exhale, rock and lift. Now come all the way back down to flat. Okay, when we do both legs, if that feels like too much on your low back, just repeat the one leg at a time instead. Here we go. Head and chest up. Press away from the floor. Push your heart forward. Now you're going to squeeze those glutes. We're going to lift both legs off the mat, rock forward to the forearms, and then lift back up. Exhale, rock forward, and inhale to lift. Rock forward and up. Let's do two more. Try to maintain the turnout as you rock. Last one, forward and back up. Now come all the way back down to the mat. From there, sit back onto your heels into a shell stretch. All right, so in the shell, try to create a little flexion in your spine. And I want you to breathe into the back of your body and see if you could enhance the stretch you've already made in your back by just puffing out that breath. Then when you exhale, compress your abs away from your thighs, which will also give you a sense of like widening or broadening your low back. Take another breath in. When you exhale, bend your right elbow in by your side. And we're going to add a side bend. So you're going to inhale, reach up and over like a windshield wiper motion. And then when you exhale, you'll tuck that elbow in. And when you inhale, reach your other arm across. And exhale in. Inhale up and over. Exhale in. And inhale over to stretch. And exhale in. One more to each side. Big inhale to reach. Exhale, tuck. And inhale over. And exhale, tuck. Roll back up to vertical. All right, so we're going to come into a tall kneeling position. We're going to do a kneeling side kick next. Okay, so from here, you're going to place one hand on the ground, even with your knees. Spread your fingertips out because you're going to be balancing on this arm. So shoulder over wrist, knee under hip. The leg that you're balancing on, very slightly, you're going to turn that leg. See how I just exposed my foot. All right, other leg out to the side. I'm going to have you take this hand. You can put it on your forehead. If that's uncomfortable, you can put your hand on your hip. All right, you're going to take that top leg to hip height, push your body away from the floor so you kind of feel that side planking sensation with your bottom leg. Top leg is in parallel. I meant bottom side of your waist. Top leg is in parallel. Flex your foot. On your inhale, you're going to swing your leg forward. We're going to do 2 pulse kicks to the front. Exhale, point your toes, kick your leg back. Inhale, reach out through the heel. 2 pulses to the front. Exhale, push away. Keep lifting away from the ground. Inhale, reach 1, 2. If you happen to be able to see yourself when you do this workout, if you're near a mirror, try to resist your body shifting forward and back, but also side to side that way. Try to keep your tone right over that wrist. And inhale, inhale, exhale back. Give me 2 more of these. Reach, reach. Focus on keeping the height of that leg. Last one. Kick, kick, and reach it back. All right, let's do the same thing to the other side. Shake out that wrist a little. All right, setting it up on the other side. Get your fingertips spread. Try to organize the wrist right under the shoulder. Top leg up, hand where it's going. All right, 2 pulses to the front. Inhale, kick, kick. Point your toes, sweep that leg back. And again, inhale, 2 to the front, 1 to the back. When you flex your foot, that'll intensify the stretch in the back of the leg. And inhale, reach, reach, sweep, get that lift. 4 more times. And exhale back. And 3, and reach, last 2, and 1 more time, reach, reach, and press. All right, shake that sucker out. Let's have a seat, legs out in front of you. All right, little spine stretch forward to finish up. Hands on your legs. Sit up tall over your sit bones, take a breath in. When you exhale, drop your chin, round forward, and slide your hands down towards your feet. Stay there and take a breath in. When you exhale, you're going to roll back up to vertical. I keep feeling like I'm going to sneeze and then it doesn't happen. Inhale, arms around to the back. Exhale, lift your chest and chin, look up at the ceiling. And then inhale, return to neutral to start again. Drop your chin, curl forward, round over your legs. Stay there. Try to breathe into your back and just feel that roundness through the mid-back. Then exhale, stack up 1 bone at a time. Get your ribs and head stacked right over your pelvis. Inhale, hands to the back. Lift your chest, pull your shoulders back, lift your chin. And then inhale back to neutral 1 more time. Exhale, curl forward. Reach down towards your legs. Hold there, take your breath in. And then roll back up to the top. Arms around to the back 1 more time. Exhale, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, and then come back to neutral. All done. Okay. Have a good day. I'll see you later.